Hello everyone and welcome to Kendrika Academy. Today the topics that we are going to discuss for UGC NET paper 1 is Information and Communication Technology. So if we look after the syllabus that was given for UGC NET paper 1, so here's the syllabus. There are three broad points that were given in the UGC NET paper 1 syllabus. So the first is ICT meaning, advantage and disadvantages. The second is general abbreviation and terminology, and the third is basics of internet and emailing. But the questions that were asked in the previous year were not just limited to these 3 points, because these 3 points of the syllabus are very broad and encapsulates various concepts related to technology and computers. So we'll be dividing our curriculum or dividing our teaching into 3-4 major parts, and then we'll be saying briefly about each and every topic and each and every term associated with that topic. So firstly, we'll start with the basics of computer. So if we talk about computer, so what is a computer? Computer is anything or any machine that can compute. So the special characteristics of the computer is that we give it our input, it processes based on that input, and it gives us our output. So it is not just limited to our personal computer or laptop. It can also be a smartphone or any other device that takes our input, processes it, and gives our output. So its examples can be personal computer, laptops, a smartphone, and even calculators, right? So if we talk about the computer, the 4 most important components of every computer are hardware, software, user, and data. So what are hardware? Hardware is anything that we can touch. All the tangible objects are called the hardware. Like in a personal computer, you can touch the monitor of your computer, so that is a hardware. The same goes with the keyboard, mouse, and any other external device that we use for purpose related to our computer, right? So all the objects related to the computer that we can touch can be constituted as a hardware. Then comes the software. Software are all those things which we cannot touch or are the intangible objects. So software makes a complete computer, means if there is no software, hardware is just like a big box or black screen. So the software gives energy, or software gives the programs on which a user can do its operations. Then comes the user. User is anyone who operates a computer. That computer can be a personal computer or a laptop or a smartphone or even a calculator. So we are basically the users of a computer, and we give it a computer input, and based on the operations that we need to perform, it gives us the output. Then comes the data. So a computer, whether it is a calculator or a smartphone, needs some sort of data to perform some action. So that data can be in the form of text, or it can be in the form of audio input or video input or anything else. So computer changes that data into a machine learning format and then gives us an output based on that data and whatever actions that we need to perform. Then let's move on to internet. So internet again is a very broad term, and it encapsulates a lot of protocols and a lot of functioning that is possible in the internet, right? The major functioning are email and web browsing, right? So in web browsing is nothing but simply opening a website and using the internet. So internet is composed of millions and millions of websites. So when you search for information on a particular website, it is known as a web browsing, since we are doing that on a website or internet and not on our computer or hard disk drive. Then comes the email. As the name suggests, it stands for electronic mailing. So when we need to send a mail or a letter from one person to another through our electronic medium, we use email. Email also operates on the internet. Then there are various protocols that defines the internet. What are protocols? Protocols are nothing but a set of rules that defines the functioning of internet and various network transmissions. Right? So protocol that you must have heard about is HTTP or TCP/IP and various other. So whenever we open a website, there is always a term mentioned HTTP before the domain. Like if we want to open google.com, so it will be http://www.google.com. So what is this HTTP? HTTP stands for Hypertext Transfer Protocol. It is nothing but a set of rules that allows us to transfer information from one place, from one website to other, or from the sender to a receiver, right? So google.com has its own server. It follows this set of rules or this protocol, and we get the information whatever we are seeking on google.com. Then comes the TCP/IP or Transfer Control Protocol / Internet Protocol. Again, there are various other protocols that governs the internet as a whole, but these are few protocols that we are using right now and we come across more often. Then comes the computer security. So computer security is not just limited to your offline computer. It is also related to the internet security. Means whatever we are browsing on internet, is it accessible to any other authority or any other entity or not? Or if any other person or entity can send a malicious software to our system or not. So computer security deals with protecting your data, protecting your computer system from all type of malware software and viruses. Right. So if we talk about computer security, there are three broad points, which are firewall, antivirus, and encryption. And there are various others, but these are the major points that we discuss in computer security. So what are firewall? Firewall is nothing but a group of software, or it can also be hardware, that is situated on a network gateway. So whatever packet of data is coming through that network can be scanned by this firewall, and if there is a malicious software or a spam, that can be protected by a firewall, right? Then comes the antivirus. So what are antivirus? If a person or a hacker wants to send some sort of virus to your computer, to hack your computer, or even to destroy the files that are available on your computer, right? So antivirus protects all those illegal hacking or illegal viruses that can be harmful to your computer system or internet security altogether. Then comes the encryption. So to protect our data for being used by various other entities or unauthorized entities, we use encryption. Encryption is nothing but coding of data. So we need to code it in a certain format that cannot be read by any other authority, means unauthorized person or any other entity. So if I have to give the example of encryption, so the best example that you must have used in your daily life is of WhatsApp. So in WhatsApp, whenever we are starting a chat with any particular contact, there is always a disclaimer given that these chats are protected by the encryption format. Means all these chat, whatever we are writing on, or whatever chat messages we are transferring from one to another, are all encrypted, and thus any third party cannot trace its source or cannot trace what the data actually means. So that is the broad view of ICT that is covered in UGC NET paper 1. There are many more points and there are many more concepts that needs to be covered. If you have any queries regarding this particular topic or regarding this particular session, you can always mention that in the comment box. If you like the video, please like, share, and also comment. And if you have any particular queries, you can always send us an email on the email ID provided in our description box. Thank you for watching the video.